everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mademoiselle Lena, and you can find me online at www.conjureknits.com. Today, we are here to do the Gemini weekly forecast for March the 6th through the 12th, 2022. We are going to be using a Geomantic shield spread. I love doing geomancy readings. This is probably my favorite divination system. We have 12 houses. We get so much information. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to start off by getting the mothers, and then we'll work from there. All right. Okay, Spirit. Gemini for March the 6th through the 12th, Spirit. Gemini for March 6th through the 12th. Okay. March 6th to 12th. Gemini. Wait. Always have to double check sometimes. Make sure you're writing down the right thing. It could totally screw up the figure. This is going to take a few minutes to fill out the complete chart. So what we'll do is I'll go ahead, cut to commercial, and then we'll come back and do the reading. All right.
Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mademoiselle Lena, and you can find me online at www.conjureknits.com. I would like to say thank you for viewing my video, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and click on the little bell so that you'll receive notifications of when I go live or upload new videos. I do try to stay pretty busy here on my channel. I do all 12 zodiac signs for the monthly tarot scopes. On Sundays, we have Conjure Crew with myself, Mambo Tanya, and the Black Bonnet Witch. On Mondays, I upload the weekly forecast. Every day, I do a card of the day reveal. On Wednesdays, we have the virtual book club. We are currently reading the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. It has been so much fun following Richard and Kaylin on their adventures, so you are definitely going to want to join us for that. I also pop on from time to time and do free readings, so make sure you get my notifications by clicking that little bell. Oh, and by the way, did you know that you can get your monthly tarot scope up to 2 weeks before the general public? Oh yes, check out my Patreon for details. I will drop a link in the description box below. Alright, I feel that I have rambled on long enough. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get back to the video.
And welcome back. I am just about finished here, so I will finish up and we'll get started right away. Okay, so over here in the first house, this is usually the house of the self. If you would like, you can purchase a more in-depth and personalized reading. In that case, this house would be you. You can find the link in the description box below if you would like to do that. It tells about your personality, how you're feeling, what's going on within yourself. However, in this case, since this is a weekly forecast, this is how our week is going to start off. Okay, so in this house, we have Albus. Now, Albus is really, really good. Albus always reminds me of like that heavenly light, that light at the end of the tunnel. You know, it's bright, it's pure, it's white, it's warm, it's comforting, it's peace, wisdom. It's also wisdom. So the week starts off pretty good, pretty good. You're in a pretty good state of mind here, starting off the week. All right, now we're going to go over to our second house. This is our house of money, and we have Puella. Now, Puella is about harmony. It's harmony, happiness. Sometimes it can be a little fickle. So, just keep a little bit of eye on your money, because if there is some fickleness going on, it's nothing you can't recover from. It's just like maybe you saw something, so you splurged. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's nothing you can't come back from. But overall, your money looks good. It looks like it's going to be doing well this week. Everything is in balance, which is always good. You're not robbing Peter to pay Paul. All right, and we're going to keep going over here to house number 3. Now, house number 3 is your immediate surroundings. It's your siblings, your neighbors. It's travel within 200 miles. And here you also have Albus. Things look really peaceful for you this week, Gemini. Like I was saying earlier, this is peace and comfort, purity, wisdom. It looks like things are going pretty well. Travel within 200 miles is, it'll be all right. You're in a good state here in this particular house. Moving on, house number 4. This is the city you live in, the building you live in. If you're maybe wanting to move to another location in that city or in the area that you're in, it could also be about your father. Now, with 1 million views to this video, that's 1 million people, watching this video. All of you come here with a specific question in your mind, and you're hoping that during this video, I'm going to be able to answer that question. That question could be about your father. If it is, this is the house you want to look to, all right? Okay, and here we have Letitia. Now, Letitia is about joy. It's about balance. It's happiness of every kind. It's abundance. It's expanding. It looks like an upwards pointed arrow. So that joy and that happiness is growing. It's expanding. So that's really good. So if you are, like I was saying, wondering about your father, that relationship could grow this week. As far as if you're wanting to move within your immediate area, this would always also be a good week for that. You're pretty happy with where you're at as far as the city, things like that. Let's keep moving. We're going over to house number 5. This is a house about crops, child, pleasure. Now, yes, crops. It's a real thing. You have to remember, geomancy is literally as old as dirt, okay? It is ancient. Divination is very, very ancient. In fact, when they first started doing geomancy readings, they would literally tap dots into the dirt and read the dots. Okay, that's how old it is. However, modern times, crops is, how people tell you plant your seeds, plant your ideas. You want to water them and nurture those seeds, make sure they get plenty of sunshine, talk to them, talk it out, build a plan, and watch until it comes into full bloom so you can harvest those seeds that you planted. Well, yeah, that's your crops. All those seeds that you planted and nurtured, those are your crops. All right, since it also does have to do with a child and pleasure in this house, that also means that this is a house of fertility and pregnancy. And the figure in this house is acquisitio. Acquisitio is gain. Now, if you're looking to get pregnant, it could very well happen this week. All right. If you're looking to up your romance, if you're, you ain't been getting the booty and you want the booty, this probably be the week that, it's coming in. But you got to put in some effort too. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit at home and, with your hand down the front of your sweatpants and expect somebody to come over and say, hey, let's go do this. I mean, it's possible. It might happen, but put in a little effort. You know what I mean? Because this is the week you got gain here in house number 5. It's a good week for all of that stuff to happen. Now, moving on to house number 6. This is the house of people, pets, and illness. And you got a lot of people. Okay, you got a lot of people around you because you got populace as your figure. And populace is a population of people. It's a lot of people. Okay, the thing about these people though is everybody's in your ear trying to give you advice, trying to tell you what to do. A lot of your stuff that's going on is influenced by energies from the outside. All these people here. What you need to do is take some time, have some quiet reflection. I want you to also know that populace is ruled by the moon. So yeah, go ahead, listen to them, get their opinion, get their advice, but use your own intuition when making your decisions. Okay, also, this is in the house of pets, and once again, populace. There's a whole population of pets. If you've been thinking about doing some charitable work this week, call around or go to the shelters, maybe become a foster parent for a dog or a cat. Get them out of the shelter because they're overpopulated. Or it could be telling you that there is an overpopulation of dogs and cats, so make sure you get your pets spayed or neutered. Now, with illnesses, with populace being in the house of illness, it could be that there's a lot of contagion going around you. So make sure you stay masked up, get your vaccination, get boosted, whatever you got to do, spray Lysol all over your shit. Protect yourself. Really protect yourself because it looks like it's going to be running a little wild around you this week. I don't know if you're going out to the club or going to a convention or what the case may be, but there's a lot of people and a lot of illness. So just prepare yourself and protect yourself. All right. So moving on over to house number 7. This is the house of partners, contracts, and conflicts. I like to call this the house of romance. But it can also, it can be more than just a romantic partner. It can be a business partner, especially if there are contracts involved. Okay. And here in this house, you have the dragon's tail. Now I want to show you something here. With the dragon's tail, imagine this being the doorway. And these are footsteps walking out the door. So something is coming to an end. Something has, it's been completed, whether it's a contract, your lease is up, or whatever the case may be. This particular chapter in your life has ended and it's time to move on to the next one. Okay. Now, speaking of moving on, we'll move on over here to the 8th house. This is the house of death, ghost, magic, and cycles. This is magic work that you are doing. Cycles is just what I just explained, the book of life, how you have to complete one chapter, close that chapter, and then you open a new chapter to continue forward on your journey of life. Those are also called cycles rather than chapters. With death and ghost. Okay? Death could literally mean death, but with death and ghost combined, I look for my ancestors in house number 8. Okay? And here you have Rubius. Rubius is a wine glass turned upside down. Pardon me. It is passion, it is pleasure, it is fierceness, and it can be violence. You may be doing some baneful magic. Um, all your stuff is poured out. There, with 1 million viewers, it's very possible there could be a death this week. But with your ancestors and this being kind of poured out, it's kind of a lacking here, like you are lacking something because you've poured out all your passion and energy, and now your cup is empty. It's upside down. So make sure that you're taking care of your ancestors. If you don't already, have a sacred space for them, create a sacred space for them. All you need is a glass of water and a white candle. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate unless you prefer that it is, and you're more than welcome to do that. But make and start a relationship with them. um, have conversations with them, and don't get discouraged if you don't hear them right away, but but be mindful, because they will give you signs that they are around you, but you need to build that relationship up and keep it going. Don't allow that glass to evaporate and get that icky film on it. Make sure they have a clean glass of water. um, Things like that. Take care of them, because they're the ones that are going to take care of you. Also, with it being in cycles, okay, uh, closing a chapter so that you can move on, the end of cycles. You poured everything in and your cup is empty, but it's just there. It's just an empty cup. You need to go ahead and close that out so that you can go forward. All right, let's keep going. House number 9. This is a house of travel over 200 miles. This is also the house of spirituality and of divination. And this figure here is Carcer. And yes, it is exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like incarceration. It's a feeling of being in prison. It feels like you're bound, like you're stuck. You can't go anywhere, nothing's moving. So if you are planning to travel over 200 miles, it may not be the best week to do that. Um, this could also be delays. So if you're finding it hard to get up the energy to do your divination, or to take that divination class, you just kind of feel, uh, you know, it's because you're feeling stuck. As far as spirituality, you may be joining a house, you may be getting initiated, you may be converting to a different religion, and you just feel like it's going too slow. This is temporary, okay? All of this is temporary. You will be able to travel, you will be able to get converted, you will be able to be initiated, and you will get back on track with your divination, or get back on track to taking that divination class. Okay, so don't worry about that. It will pass. Moving on to house number 10. Remember what I was saying up here about your father? The same thing goes for your mother, only in house 10. So if your question was about your mother, this is your answer. House 10 is the house of career and reputation. Now, in this house, we have Amicio. Amicio is about loss. Some of you may be losing your job this week or get your hours cut back. Um, don't, it's okay. Like I said, this is only for 1 week. This is temporary. Don't worry about it. Also, your reputation may take a hit this week. A little loss of reputation, but like I said, it's okay. You're going to be fine. This is a sudden change, but by viewing this video and getting this reading, you have a heads up so that you can prepare yourself. All right? Let's keep going. House number 11. This is the house of friends, help from friends, hopes and wishes, unspoken questions. Remember when I was saying, if your question is about your father, or if your question is about your mother, I don't know what your question is. To be honest, I can't answer a million questions in 1 week, but you know what your question is. And if it has not already been answered in one of the other houses, then this is your answer. And it's a very good answer because in this house you got acquisitio. And acquisitio is that gain that we were talking about up here in house number 5. So this is really good. Make sure, as far as your hopes and wishes, that you are doing your vision board. Manifest that shit, because this is the week to manifest it. All right, it's you're gaining all this, your hopes and wishes. You could be gaining new friends. You could get help from your friends or from your friends' friends. And of course, this unspoken question, the answer is yes. It is very favorable. Okay. Now, moving over to house number 12. This is a house of restrictions, debt, secrets, rumors. Secrets are rumors. And we got Amicio. Now, we had Amicio earlier. Amicio is about a loss. Okay. And while we had Amicio in the career as a loss, in house number 12, and it was a bad thing, but you needed to be prepared for it. Over here in house number 12, we want to lose our restrictions. We want to lose our debt. We want to lose people telling secrets and rumors about us. So this is a very, very good figure here in this house. Your restrictions could be taboos coming to an end. Debt, of course, you may be paying off credit cards or paying off a bill. So now you've lost that debt. You no longer have that debt. People have already spoken their mind and got it off their chest, and boom, it's gone. People stop talking about you. All right. Now, so when I do a regular reading, like if you purchased a reading from me, I want to explain the way that a geomancy reading is set up is like a courtroom. You've got 12 houses. This would be the 12 jurors. Okay. Then you have first witness, second witness, the judge, and the judge's answer. So that would be the sentence, the effect of the ruling, or the sentence effect of the ruling. Okay, judge's answer and then the sentence. Duh. I don't know why. I can't even think. Anyway, and then how it affects both you and whatever you are asking for. However, since this is a weekly forecast, we're not going to use these as witnesses and judges, okay? Over here, with our first witness, we have the past. With our judge, it is not written here, but the judge is the present. And the second witness is the future. I also want to point out that if you do not like what the future says, you already know what's going on in every one of the houses. What house is it that you don't like? Change it. You have free will. That's the whole point of getting a reading, is so that you will know what is going on if you do absolutely nothing and it keeps going the way that it's going. You have the power and the ability to create whatever outcome you want by changing something in one of those houses. All right, so in the past, you have Fortuna Major. You've had a lot of good luck in the past. Things have been stable. You've had great success. You've had power. You've had great fortune, inner strength. Things, didn't always come easy. You did have to work for them, but it came, relatively easy. So we have Fortuna Major here. In the present, though, you have Fortuna Minor. Now, Fortuna Minor is also success, but this is success that comes from outside forces. Here you did the work. Here, other people are helping you out in some way. And so the success, while it does come swiftly, it does not last because it wasn't your effort that got it. Okay, and if you do absolutely nothing, you go along with the flow, keep doing whatever you're doing, your future will be via. Now, via, let me explain something about via here. And this is very important that you know this. You see how I have single dots or a line? Well, normally it would be 2 dots instead of a line, but it's just easier for me to make my chart if I draw a line. So the single dots are active energy. The double dots or the line is passive energy. Now, you have here, you see fire, air, water, and earth, right? Fire, air, water, earth. When I roll the dice, I have a particular dice. This one is for fire. This shape is for water. This shape is for air. Sorry, excuse me. This shape is for water. And this shape is for earth. So I know exactly how many dots to put on what lines. I'm not just throwing dice out there. They are all shaped differently. You can see there. In Via, you have all active energies in all of your elements. That causes like an electrical, you know how like when you're outside and you're near power lines, you can hear the energy crackle? Okay, that's what Via is like. It's constantly changing. It's that crackling electricity. It's very, very active. It's changing all forms. Okay, it's just a constant flow. It's constantly moving, constantly changing. Okay, so that is not really stable. So it's, if you would like your future to be more stable, find what it is up here that you can change and change that outcome. All right. Other than that, honestly, it looks like a very, very good week. There are some things that you could work on, but overall, yeah, it's very, very good. As I was saying, if you would like your own more in-depth and personal reading, you can purchase that through the link that's in the description box below. I really hope that this reading has helped you and that it will help lead you and guide you throughout the week. If you do feel that it has helped you and that it will help someone else, please feel free to share my video. Sharing is caring. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing and fabulous week. Love you bunches. Bye bye.